I'm going to reveal how rear-end accident claims and settlements really work. We're going to cover everything from right after the collision through you hopefully quickly getting paid big for the following: damage to your car, a rental car, the loss of value to your car since it's now been in a crash, your medical bills and lost wages, and pain and suffering. Most rear-end accident settlements are paid by the other driver's insurance company. The insurance company can't pay you until a claim is set up. So setting up a claim is the first step to increase your chance that the other driver's insurance company pays you fast. Every claim gets a unique claim number. Think of a claim number as the social security number to the claim. There are generally two ways that a claim is set up with the insurance company for the driver that rear-ended you. Number one, the other driver reported the claim to their insurance agent or insurance company. Or number two, you or your lawyer report the claim to the other driver's insurance company. There are two situations where the other driver is likely to report the collision to their insurance company. The first is when the other driver's airbag deployed. The second situation is if their car or truck was towed from the crash scene. But if there's minor damage to the front of the other driver's car, they may not report the claim to their insurance company. This is because they may not care about fixing their car, or maybe they're afraid of their rate going up. To set up a claim, the other driver's insurance company needs a few things. First, they need the date of the accident, and they need it for two reasons. First, they need it so that they can order the correct crash report. The insurance company needs to confirm that the collision happened while their insurance policy was active. The other driver's insurance company also needs their insured's policy number and a short description of how the accident happened. Their auto insurance company will ask you if your car is damaged. They'll also ask you if you were injured in the accident. This is so they can assign a case to the proper employee to handle your claim. This employee is called an insurance adjuster or claims representative. Once a claim is set up, the insurance company will start its investigation. Now, there's a huge mistake that people who get rear-ended make. They assume that just because the insurance company has given them a claim number that they will get paid. This is 100% wrong. Just because an insurance company assigns a claim number, it doesn't mean that you will get paid. In order for you to get paid, several things need to happen. First, the at-fault driver's insurance company needs to confirm that there is coverage for your accident. Let's say that the other driver gave the police officer or you their insurance card at the time of the accident. That may be a good sign, but it does not mean that they have insurance coverage. In order for there to be insurance coverage, the policy needs to be active at the time of the accident. In other words, the other driver must have paid their insurance bill. Also, there can't be an exclusion in their policy that would cause a denial of coverage. The most common denial in rear-end collisions is that the other car is not listed on the insurance policy. If you're injured, the at-fault driver's insurance company usually assigns two different insurance adjusters to the claim. One is a property damage liability adjuster. This adjuster handles payment for three potential claims. They are your claim for damage to your car or truck or other property like a broken cell phone, the loss of value to your car because it's now been in a crash, and a rental car or loss of use claim. Do you know why insurance companies are some of the richest companies in the world? It's because they pay out much less than they collect in premiums. It's easy to forget this when you're dealing with the other driver's insurance adjuster and they're friendly, which most are. But no matter how nice the other driver's adjuster is, they won't tell you how to maximize your payout. Their goal is to pay you as little as they can get away with and quickly move on to the next claim. Since adjusters have between 100 to 300 claims at any time, can you blame them? When they close claims fast for low settlements, it allows their insurance company to make gigantic amounts of money. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. If you're hurt, the other driver's insurance company will assign a bodily injury liability adjuster. They often call themselves the BI adjuster. Bodily injury liability adjuster handles payment to you for your medical bills, lost wages, and pain and suffering. If the insurance company clears coverage, this means that there is coverage for your claim. And that's great. but that's just another step in your case. That's because the adjuster still needs to determine two things. Number one, fault, which is also called liability, and number two, your damages and injuries. The insurance adjuster will take a few steps to determine who they think is at fault. One of the first things they do is look at the traffic crash report. One common mistake that I often see people make in rear-end car accidents is the following. They think that the form that the officer gives them at the accident scene is the crash report. It's not. The form that the officer gives you at the scene is called the driver exchange of information. It usually takes at least a few days after the crash for the officer to create a traffic crash report. The other driver's insurance company will also try to speak with several people about how the accident happened. One of these people is their insured, who is often the owner of the truck or car that rear-ended you. The adjuster needs to see if the driver had permission to drive their insured's car. Of course, they only ask this if the driver is different from the vehicle's owner. The other driver's insurance company will also want to speak with you. They'll often try to place blame on you for causing the crash. If they can place blame on you, they'll owe you less money. This is because they only owe you in proportion to their driver's fault. For example, if their driver is 60% at fault for rear-ending you, they only owe you 60% of your damages. And that can result in a massive savings for them. They'll want to take your recorded statement. There's a sneaky trick that insurance adjusters use to get you to fall into the trap of giving a recorded statement. They tell you that they can't pay for your car damage unless they get your recorded statement. That's simply not true. I've settled many rear-end cases where the insurance adjuster for the driver that rear-ended my client never took my client's recorded statement. And many of these settlements were for $100,000. However, since you don't have a contract with them, you are usually not required to give them a recorded statement. The other driver's insurance company will want to know if you were stopped when you were rear-ended. If you weren't stopped when you were hit from behind, they'll want to know if you slammed on the brakes. They're asking this so if they can see that they can blame you for causing the crash. The other driver's claims representative may want to speak with witnesses. Next, they'll want to get all your medical records and bills. They'll ask you to sign a medical authorization so they can gather your records. If a car or truck rear-ends you, then 99% of the time you aren't required to sign the other insurance company's medical authorization. Now let's get to the money. By law, the insurance company is required to set aside a certain amount of money to pay your claim. The money they set aside is called the claim reserve. The reserve could be anywhere from $0 to a huge number. Your goal is for them to reserve a high number, because you can only get an enormous settlement if the insurance company sets a substantial reserve. But I found that most drivers and passengers who get rear-ended don't know how to get the insurance company to maximize the reserve. And as a result, it often destroys their chance of getting a sizable settlement. But you're in luck, because I exposed the proven tactic that may massively and quickly increase the reserve in the video that's on screen and in the description below, so watch it now. And if you're injured in a rear-end accident in Florida, click the link under the description below to see if I could be the lawyer for you.